go. I'm going to Photoshop, and we're going to go through kind of all the basic stuff that you need to know in order to work with images to complete this project, which is our Elements of Art zine. The first thing I'm going to show you is the text tool and how that's going to work. Remember, I told you before, if not, here I'm telling you again, the text tool is the T. And in order to type with the text tool, I'm going to suggest that you do not create a text box to start with. All right, if you do create a text box, like so, and you type, and you're typing, and you're typing, and you're typing, right? So long as you're typing, there it is, it's great and grand and wonderful, right? It will keep it contained within that box. The problem is if I happen to have text that was too big for the box, like let's say I had this on 60 point, or like 72 point, or like 300 point, it will show me nothing. And people will be like, but I typed all this stuff, but it's not there. And I see it in my layer, and my layer says it's got schniffer on it, but it's not there, right? Well, because your text was too big for your text box. It's one of those hang-ups that you could get, and just don't worry about it. So this is how you get rid of a text layer. If you ever see a text layer like this, that just says layer 3, that is a blank text layer, and you can go ahead and delete it, right? As you're working on your document. So, how to type? If you just click and type what you want to type, like the elements of art. I like to just type it all out and then deal with it afterwards. Put your cursor wherever you want to go. Hit enter. Notice my lines of type are going over top of each other. There's a whole menu that deals with type situational stuff. And the weird thing is, like, when you close a document, it goes right back to your last text settings. This is mildly advanced, but there's a whole palette over here in our palette section that's got an A, which looks like a type, called character. Deals with all things type. The first two lines, one, we know we've got 24-point font because that's up here in our control panel. It's reflected also here in our character palette. But we only have 12-point line spacing. So if I go to 24, they'll match. Or I could go to auto, which usually puts it a little bit more than the point value for text. It should give you some decent kind of spacing. I don't like auto. I like to use the same, if not a little bit lower, but that's just a personal preference. So I'll go with the same. You can do this manually or any other which way. All right. To turn this upside down, because we know this whole row up here needs to be upside down and the bottom row needs to be right side up, I'm going to do the same thing I do with the images and use Control T, or edit and transform, free transform, Control T. And again, you can just go outside the corner to turn it. Who remembers holding what key to?
Shift.
Shift. Shift will keep it at like regular intervals of degrees and allow you to do a 90 or 180 degree turn like that. You can also Control T with text and shift and hold from the corner and spread it out. And it will adjust your font size accordingly. See, now I've got this random weird 41.6 font size. All right. Something you might not have found out or figured out, or I might not have told you yesterday. When you're done transforming, you have to hit enter. It takes that transform box away and kind of saves that step, so that when you do Control Z, it goes right back. Control Z is our undo, and it won't keep undoing, but Alt Control Z will go back. All right. You can go to edit and you can step backwards, see Alt Control Z, or Shift Control Z will step you forward. As many places as you can go. Well, it won't let me do that one again. All right, anyway. All right, so the Elements of Art, nicely sized for that panel. I'm going to do one more with the image, okay? Remembering that I already did my image mode and set it up for RGB color because I wanted to look true to my screen, okay? And I did not choose to flatten when that next panel came up. I'm just going to go to the internet. I'm going to get one more image here from Google Images, and I already have line, and I think I did form and space, but I'm going to do texture, and instead of texture, just searching the term texture, because I'm probably going to get a lot of pictures of like sandpaper and water. I'm going to use like texture in fine art. Okay? Any more specific descriptions like that will allow you to get some pictures that look more like art, and that's what we really want to do. We want to see texture in fine art, like this painting from Van Gogh, or this picture here that's somebody's thing on Etsy. All right, I'm going to right click and copy. I think you guys can do that. And then I'm going to come over here, and the keyboard shortcut to paste is
Control V.
Control V. All right. Lastly, I will be taking this with my move tool, the top one, Control T to transform, spin it around. I'm lagging, 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 lagging. Give me a corner. And resize it. Whoa, this is wigging out. Hit enter to finish. And then I'll put my title and definition on that for texture. Okay? That's it for your first image Art Elements tutorial. Have fun.